Holy cow. I don't think I've ever been here. I'm a wreck. Admittedly, I am an emotional wreck because everything that I've done, that we have done in this industry, I've been in this industry longer than most of you have been alive. I mean, I knew Methuselah when he was a baby. And we built two companies to the highest levels. We've enjoyed a standard of life that most people only dream of. And we thought we were where we were supposed to be, and we were doing everything that we knew how to do. And I'm sitting up here listening to my bride, running through my mind all these incredible speakers we've heard to this point. Holy smokes. You guys have no clue the power that you've heard to this point. And I can tell by your applause, you don't get it. You've heard from the best of the best. And then there's me. You know why they bring me on stage? It's so simple. It's because I'm here to give you some hope. You're gonna know by the time this old state trapper, not trooper, trapper. That's what I was, gang. I had chosen that profession because I didn't like people. I dealt with wildlife. I dealt with problem wildlife. If you had a coyote killing your livestock, I was your guy. They don't talk back. Doesn't God have a sense of humor, though? Here's a guy that's naturally introverted, doesn't like to be in crowds, and he puts me in network marketing. That's craziness. But you've seen so much experience on this stage thus far, and you're going to see more. Have you wondered why it's attracting the caliber of people it's attracting? Has that crossed your mind? There's got to be something going on here. And folks, this is a puppy. Wait till it's a full-born Rottweiler, man. I mean, you got that picture? That's where we're heading. And it's going to attract more people. But I want to take a moment, and I want to share with you new people. I want to get into the hearts of those of you who maybe have never pursued this industry in your life. Maybe this is your first rodeo. Maybe you've been with another company or two and you've never had any success. I want to show you why here in a moment. But I want to back up even further to 36 years ago when I sat in my dad's living room and looked at this industry for the first time. I was in my late 20s. And I had subscribed to a system that I'll bet you every one of you subscribed to. How many of you were taught that in order to be financially successful, the first thing that you had to do was get an education? Well, you'll know by the time I'm done, I didn't subscribe to that one. But you get an education so you can get a good job, career, or profession, so you can work it hard until you're 65 or 70, or forever for my generation, because the baby boomers don't get to retire. And one day, they said, you'll be able to retire and enjoy life. And then if you're the average male, after retirement, you live 18 months and die. Man signed me up for that one. But that's the one I subscribed to. I went out, and with the exception of education, I mean, my bride has, if she would just write her thesis, she'd be a PhD. I mean, she's got a master's plus 30. I've got high school minus 30. If it hadn't been for a girl that always sat on my right, because her last name started with K, her name was Carolyn Klug. And if Carolyn, bless her heart, she got me through every test. Because she'd lean left and I'd lean right. Oh, fun times we've had. But that's what I was taught. You get an education and you work really, really hard. And I took off. I ended up coming out of the military in the Vietnam era. And I came home to, by the way, speaking of which, if you're a veteran or you're active duty or you've served, please stand and be recognized. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you. Because it's because of you that I'm able to be right here, right now, in this free country, with this moment and with this awesome opportunity. Thank you. But I was taught that if I got that education and if I got that good job and so forth, that one day I could accomplish all the dreams that I had. And I had big dreams. I'll never forget. I had a dream where I wanted to own thousands of acres, and I knew specifically in my mind what it looked like. It was mountainous, it was real rugged, it had creeks running everywhere, it had bluffs, and it specifically had a hardwood and coniferous forest. Pines and oaks, and you know what I mean? Guess where I live today? In the Ouachita National Forest, which is precisely what I just described. It is some of the most rugged country in the whole U.S. In fact, that's the oldest national forest, to my knowledge, in the U.S. And Sandy and I, we've grown that a little acreage, just a little bit. It just went to 180 some acres, right in the middle of a 1.6 million acre national forest. I don't have to own it, but I got it. That's the beauty of it. So, but I had these dreams, and I started pursuing these dreams with a job. I was an employee that you would love to have had, because I always went the extra mile. I wasn't too bright because I was salaried, and the more I worked, the less I made per hour. But my normal work week, no kidding, was 80 to 120 hours a week. And I traveled the state of Missouri working with farmers and ranchers that had problems. And I just knew that if I worked hard, I'd climb my little bureaucratic ladder and I'd one day reach those dreams. How many of y'all know that was a pipe dream? But I did that just like you did it. Just like some of you are still attempting to do. To only come to the conclusion about 5 years in that I was never going to reach my dreams, ever, with that kind of financial vehicle. Have you come to that conclusion? I was about 25, and I started saying things like, you know what, I really don't need that big acreage. This little trailer house lot here will get me by. And I don't really need that big old H2 Hummer because, that gas hog, why would you want anything like that? And I don't need to hunt in Africa and Canada and Alaska, and I got rabbits right here in Arkansas. And I don't have to